I'm going to be doing some filming now, baby. Hi everybody, it's Darlene here, and I just wanted to do a new episode today to essentially say hello and introduce myself to all my new followers, as I've noticed that I've had quite a few more over these last couple of episodes. So hello, welcome, thank you for following along. I'm trying to talk to camera a little bit more, just to engage with you as you have engaged with me. I'm absolutely loving all of the messages that I do get in support of my channel. And I think by doing this a little bit more often, I feel a little less awkward because I'm actually quite an introvert, even though a lot of people think otherwise. So firstly, I just want to explain a little bit about how it is that Sean and I ended up here in France, in the southwest of France at Daglon. So we've been here just over 3 years now, and I mean the time has absolutely just flown. I'm a true believer in just making the most out of life. Why not turn some dreams into reality? And we made that big leap of faith 3 years ago, and here we are, still going strong. So we came from Brisbane, Australia. We had a beautiful home there. We were both very committed to our careers, but it is because of the loss of some very dear family members that, and also we had some other medical issues as well occurring in our families, that we started questioning why we're working so hard and are we actually living our life and doing what we want to do. And so we started looking overseas at options where we could potentially retire young. We've been working a long time. We were able to utilize the assets that we had created. And yeah, so we made the decision to sell up and move overseas. It certainly hasn't been easy. On this channel, you've probably seen me talk a lot about the highs, but you know, my mantra essentially for this channel is to, continue to try and inspire people to help with renovation ideas, perhaps to help with the belief that one day you too could do something similar, moving overseas, new adventures, new experiences, just a new challenge, really. I mean, it is almost like this is the second chapter of our lives, and it's just been absolutely incredible. It's hard to put into words. I try to share with you everything that happens here. So it's not just the maison and the property and the renovations, but it's also our integration with our community as well. So the first question that I would like to answer is, are French people rude? Well, the answer is yes and no. So the French are very similar to Australians in that they're easygoing, they're friendly, and they're very community focused. So look, I've had predominantly my experiences have been good. I've had a few that have rocked me a little bit. But the reason generally people find some French rude is because it's incredibly important when greeting, you're not dismissive, that you're fully engaged, and that you always say bonjour, comment allez-vous, or ça va, which is how you going. The same with when you say goodbye. You say à bientôt or au revoir. I think sometimes, people living really busy lives in their own countries, their family, their careers, their work, we can sometimes forget the importance of a friendly greeting. So, yeah. On my last episode, I think it was, we talked about finding this well in the garden, the downstairs garden. So our property is vast. We have 10,000 square meters. And of course, there I was digging in a new garden and I found a really big hole. So the well, I think moving forward, a lot of people have said to use the down pipe off the house and using it as a cistern, which is a really great idea. But we think moving forward, because these summers seem to be getting a lot hotter, that we're going to put some tanks in. So we're going to be utilizing tank water a lot. I also love some of the ideas for the well. So I think, as much as I would love to put a glass top on it and put lights in it and turn it into a feature, or perhaps put a folly on top, maybe turn it into a little wishing well fountain. That might come in time when I've got more time to do that. But for now, I think our main focus will be to work towards water tanks. Our regular followers would have seen over the last couple of episodes that I've been mentioning the heat wave that we've been suffering through here. In France, it's referred to as la canicule, and you know, it's been unprecedented for a lot of French here, and not just in this region, but throughout France. Okay, so firstly, because of the stone houses, they're really big. The stone walls can be up to 1 meter thick, and it's just solid stone. So this idea of putting a split system air conditioning unit in, it's not just an easy, you know, let's get out the electrician and the plumber and let's just wham bam, thank you ma'am. I like using the term retrofitting. I guess installing something after the fact, after the completion of a build, and then having to go back and try to add something on, for example, like an air conditioning unit. It's just not that simple. Can you imagine for a second what it's like for people living in, I mean, heritage listed properties? Like, we're talking thousands of years old, and particularly apartments in all of those big cities. You can't just very well hang an air conditioning unit off the side of, you know, your bedroom or your living room, particularly if you're 30 meters up in an apartment. The idea, the way that a lot of the houses were designed here, have a sous-sol, so a basement. Now, it was very common for basements to have kitchens. Okay, so when we moved in, we found this beautiful property here. We moved in. What the French would do is build the basement underneath, which would have a summer kitchen. Okay, for the very reason that let's escape the heat. We'll get down into the basement and we'll enjoy the season of summer down there. So that's very common. And that's still what a lot of people are doing, because basements really do maintain their temperature very well. Really comfortable. But a lot of people don't have basements. So again, there lies the problem. So I do read a lot of messages asking me, why don't I do more videos? And I would really love to, but it's just not something that I have the time for. This is a really big property. You know, as I mentioned, it's 10,000 square meters. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 outbuildings. One of those is a massive warehouse. We have an incredible gîte that we're starting to renovate as well. We have a downstairs carriage house. We have a garage. We're renovating our maison, which is quite large too. I'm a garden lover, so I'm always in the garden. And I also have an art gallery, and so therefore I'm always painting as well, and starting new series every year, a new collection of work. I really wish that I could do more videos, but those who do content creation will know that there's a lot of time that goes into that. And most of my episodes will take up to a full day. Finish them until about 2 a.m. in the morning, and then I publish them. So yeah, that's the only reason why I'm not doing more. I get asked a lot about what brands I'm using for particular items like wallpaper, like the brands of paint, the colors, the color choices, sometimes my fabric designs that I've found, the moldings that we use inside. And I try to remember to let you know what the brand is and where you can find those. But when I forget, please do ask. I'm more than happy to let you know, and I can fire off a quick response to any of your questions. I got asked about the couloir. So when we did the renovation on the upstairs hallway, so I was going to turn that into a hall of mirrors, very similar to the Palace of Versailles, and I haven't done that yet, but I will. What I'm trying to do is continue to source mirrors and beautiful things from Bracons and Vigreniers, because I do like to repurpose pre-loved items. I don't really see the need in having to buy anything brand new from a retail outlet if I don't need to. I'm becoming more committed to the history of items. This is someone coming from Australia who came from a modern home, who always loved modern things. But, you know, we evolve, we learn. I just want to finish off by saying thank you for the messages about the garden here. So when Sean and I bought the property, it was a deceased estate. It didn't have any gardens. It may have had a few plants that I was able to salvage, but really I've started from scratch. And any person who is a gardener and very passionate about starting new gardens will know that there's a lot of work that goes into them. It's the fertilizing and the compost, which I've just started doing this year. It's the keeping up the water, which is hard to do because the first 2 to 3 years, you know, it's constant, and the garden's quite large. It's getting bigger and bigger. But I have some wonderful news that I'm going to share with you in the next episode. The annual concours Les Jardins Fleurissements, and I'm looking forward to telling you how Sean and I fared with our garden. Okay, so just a quick shout out to Lynn. You messaged me saying that you were watching my last video when my mother called you. Hilarious. Oh my gosh, made my day. And I remember now I responded to your message and said, would you please tell Mum to call me as well. Shout out to you, Lynn. Love you, Mum. Your messages of support that I receive, I read every single one of them, and they're so uplifting to me, and they continue to motivate me and motivate my husband to forge ahead and complete what we are creating here. So I can't thank you enough for that. As always, thank you for watching along and for supporting my channel. Until next time, a bientôt.